What's up, guys? Today we're getting into green-blue Rosinante, jumping into the Don Quixote build that I put together myself. I tried to find deck lists to steal from a little bit, but I couldn't really find one for OP09, so this is my own little thing. But before we get into that, let's look over here at the Discord that we just started. So obviously we have just a few members right now, but you guys are more than welcome to join in. It will be linked down below where you can get any of the announcements for new videos, new video ideas where I'm going to be playing against you guys, viewers, and all that stuff. Later we are going to be running a tournament at some point, so if you guys have an idea for a tournament through Discord or a fun little thing where, like I said, Mr. Power versus viewers, once we hit 1,000 subs and get above that, I think we can do some cash prizes and fun stuff with it. So I would love to see the Discord grow. Of course, join at your own discretion. We will have a buy sell trade right here, so you're more than welcome to post cards up for sale, for trade, meet new people, stuff like that. Deck recommendations where you can recommend decks for me or get deck thoughts on decks that you're building personally and stuff like that. So we also are going to do a new cards announcement where I'm going to do my best to announce new cards, and you're more than welcome to announce them as well. It really helps me and getting more info on the card game that's coming out very soon. With EVO2 still having cards being announced, we have OP11 coming out soon. OP12 is already having pre-orders for warehouses. So definitely join the Discord to get all that info and join an awesome community. Now back to the deck profile. Here we are playing a kind of toxic leader in the meta. Some people don't see that, but I definitely can see it. When you're playing a leader who has blocker, a 4-life leader with blocker. So it's really pronounced by... The main goal with this deck is to play small bodies such as Sugar or our Searchers to build up a strong hand size, get the combo pieces that we need in the specific cards that we need to see in the format against the specific deck that we're playing against. We can keep these alive by blocking out with our leader so our small bodies stay alive, or our blockers stay alive if we choose to swing with them. It also keeps strong bodies like Carrot alive, our 10-drop Doflamingo, and as I said, of course, our Searchers. Green-blue Rosinante has blocker, and at the end of your turn, if your hand size is 6 or less, set this leader as active. So he can set himself as active as you search for your combo pieces and are playing out more characters from hand. We'll start with our 2K counters. We have Viola, which is an amazing 2K counter because it's searchable. Searchable 2K counters are always going to be important for consistency and allowing us to find counter in hand when we don't have it. We'll jump over to Baby 5. Again, the abilities for these are not strong. We don't really use them. It's just a searchable 2K counter, and that's always going to be good. Our final 2K counter actually has a good effect if you have 2 or more rested characters in play. Rest up to one of your opponent's cost 5 or lower characters. This 2K counter is non-searchable, but it has a strong effect that can win you a game in certain situations. Next, we'll get into key pieces that, like I said, you will block out to save these cards, which is going to be Sugar to start. Sugar's a 2-drop SR with 1K counter, 0 power, but on opponent's turn, once per turn, when your opponent plays a character, if your leader has Don Quixote Pirates, rest up to one of your opponent's characters, then rest this card. The thing is, if you do not have to rest this card to have the ability happen. So if this card is rested by your opponent's effects and they swing into it, you block out with leader, this effect still happens when they play a character on the board. So our goal is to starve out our opponent when we play this Rebecca in those situations and decks that we can starve out our opponent. The next key piece that we block out to keep alive is going to be our Baby 5 Searcher. It just allows us to continue getting advantage in hand while staying under 6 as we play a character out, draw, counter, and we play that long haul game that we're getting to drop our 10-drop Doflamingos in a chain. Finally, I would like to emphasize Carrot as being one of the strong targets to make sure they can't kill. This card is going to stop one of their characters from attacking us every turn. So Sugar combined with Carrot. Sugar will rest the character when it's played. Carrot will then freeze the character. And as your leader and your characters are swinging into their characters to burn cards from their hand and not giving them resources from life, this card is just very, very strong. Now let's roll over into some blockers, because as a blocker leader, we also play a lot of blockers. And I emphasize the blockers maybe a little too much, but you'll have to let me know from the games we actually play. Here we play the 2-drop Rosinante. This is a searchable target. If one of your other rested characters would be KO'd, you may instead trash this card. This is very good for when we can't block out with leader or don't have our leader active. It saves our rested characters. It's mainly used in the 8-drop Kid, but we don't play that in this variant of the deck. We have Monet. Monet is a blocker, and when it blocks, it rests one of your opponent's characters. They cost 4 or less. So if our opponent has blockers on the board, it can stop our opponent from blocking if we have lethal presented on the board, or swinging into us, not blocking, because we can just rest their 4-drop blocker. So this can be really good in certain situations. It makes our opponent play a little funky. Our next blocker is one of my favorites from the new OP09 set that I think is really underrated. 5-drop 6k power, Doflamingo blocker. If you have 2 or more rested characters in play, this character is set as active. So it can reset itself as active just like our leader would, giving us 2 blockers and giving us a 6k blocker rather than a 5k blocker, so it is a lot stronger. Next, we'll get into Rosinante. I like this Rosinante personally because it's a 1-Don investment, and then when your opponent attacks, it sets itself as active. This is really good because we can use it to attack our opponent if we need to, or as a blocker in certain situations, and as soon as they target us for an attack, it sets itself as active, which is possible to now block. Finally, our one piece of top end, in my opinion, well, there might be 2 if you count Sakazuki, but we'll get into that with the tech options. This 10-drop Doflamingo, if you don't know what it does, on play, a total of 3 of your opponent's rested characters or leaders do not become active during their next refresh phase. This is really good for stunning our opponent and playing a slow game where we get big bodies on the board late game. And it's searchable with our baby 5, which is always going to be good. Finally, I want to get into my personal choices for tech pieces. I love this Sakazuki. If you have 2 or more rested characters in play, KO one of your opponent's cost 5 or lower. It gives us built-in removal, which is really good because we can swing. If we can't tap 1-Don with our sugar or with our baby 5, we could technically swing it, swing our smaller bodies just to get them rested and then use this effect, knowing that we can block out with our leader to save them when our opponent attacks into them. And it gives us the ability to KO a 5 cost or lower. Next, we get into our 2 Red Rocks and our 2 Gravity Blades. Red Rock will bottom deck any character at all for just 6 Dawn, which gives us a ton of advantage long game, while getting rid of big 10 drops that you usually can't do anything with, like a 10-drop Shanks or a 10-drop Dofi of your opponent. Gravity Blade is going to help with our aggro matchups that are really just hitting us in the face, getting rid of 2 6 cost or lower characters in just 1 turn, and it bottom decks it, getting through non-KOable targets, which is really good. That's going to be my deck list for Green Blue Rosinante in the OP09 format. Let me know down below your thoughts on the deck list. Let's get into some games. Like, subscribe, and again, join the Discord. Everybody has been talking about Bobo recently, so I think we take her off her Hudon curve and keep this hand just because he wants to play down a Jinbei as soon as possible. Now it kind of puts them behind a turn, I guess, which I think could be really good for us. I'm trying to think if it's good to play the sugar or not, especially knowing that, you know, when they play something here, I think it would be good too. We'll play down the sugar, rest their character, and just pass turnover. Obviously, we can't swing, but it's better than playing the baby 5 because we can only block out of 1 attack, and the buggy would just kill it for almost free. Knowing that they were going to 3 Dawn, I didn't have to worry about them playing something and swinging into this, so we will just take that hit and move on to the next turn. Now that we're hitting 4 Dawn here, I can definitely see us playing this Monet, knowing that we can block out of the buggy or block out of the leader, rest the buggy, so that our sugar does stay active if they play characters first. So we will be swinging 5 at face just to get a card out of hand, and I wouldn't mind developing the baby 5 and this, knowing that we're going to 6 next turn, playing a 5-drop that gives us 1 Dawn to search and then 1 Dawn for the character, putting us lower than 6 cards in hand as well, which is obviously going to be good. So now we have those out. Our leader is active, so we do have the blocker ability. They will probably play out their Jinbei first, but they should have been taking the life, in my opinion, earlier. They return 1 card, return the sugar. That's fine too, honestly. And then I think we'll just block out with the Monet to get the Law rested. So we'll just go ahead and rest that, resolve. We lose it, but now that we can play the sugar, the carrot out from hand and search from the top of our deck, I think this is going to be really good. We'll swing 5 into it, guaranteeing we really get a card out of hand. If they don't, we'll play the Doflamingo, but obviously we do. We'll rest this down. We can rest this to search a card, but then we cannot use our leader ability to stand as active because we will have 6 cards in hand. So I think we're just going to pass turn and go active instead, just because I don't want this baby 5 to die just yet. Maybe that was the wrong choice, but you have to let me know down below, because honestly, I don't know. I think that was the right choice, but in these situations, it's hard to tell until a late game. You know, sometimes you just make bad choices. We'll give him a 2k counter here, really lower our hand size. We'll give him the baby 5 because the ace actually has an effect in this matchup. He plays the Luffy. That's insane. I never expected that. I'm not going to lie to you guys. So we can rest that down. You may trash 2 cards from your hand, return 1 character with a cost 4 less to the owner's hand. So we can use this to rest it down, play out another carrot, and then we'll still have 1 Dawn to search with baby 5. We'll swing 5 here. He'll probably let it die thinking we use the carrot on it, but we won't be using the carrot on it, so we'll see what he wants to do. He does end up saving it, so we'll play out Rebecca. Guess we can't rest it down. I should have probably read that first. We will swing with carrot into face then and play out a Doflamingo. So we'll go 6 into face, keeping this frozen, and then we will rest 1 to search the top 5. He does hit the red rock on the sugar, so we'll just grab another one. super simple choice there. And then we'll play out the Doflamingo blocker and just pass our turnover. We get to stand our leader back as active. We have a ton of counter in hand, so I personally think we're sitting in a really good spot. He plays the Sables. This is one of my tech options when I bring you guys this blue deck, this blue boa that I'm building for myself. I would definitely say that is a good tech option. When attacking, he's going to have double attack here, hitting us twice in face, so we do have to be wary of that, but we can freeze it next turn, so I think we're still in a really good spot, even though we are taking 2 life right here. We could probably even counter out. What is this? 2-2. I don't think it's worth countering out. We're going to have a ton of cards in hand, but it is what it is. We hit the Gravity Blade, so we can bottom deck this, and then we get the 10-drop Doflamingo, which may be what we play. He did not swing his leader, so he's playing around the 10-drop Doflamingo, as you can tell, so we can kind of block her up and get rid of our hand size. So this will be 5, 1, 2, 3, so that'll be 8 total. We have 2 Dawn left after that, so we can search once and then swing 6. So we're going to go 5 into face, then we're going to go 7 into face. Hopefully he doesn't take here and get a Gravity Blade trigger. That would hurt. That would hurt a lot, but I think we're going to be in a good spot. He did play around the 10-drop Doflamingo, so that tells me he's actually a pretty solid player. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm kind of surprised. We'll play this out, play the sugar out, choose nothing, and then we'll play this out. So now do we go for counter, or do we just go for leader being active? I think we're okay because we have a blocker on the board already to search the top and grab something. Being a Viola for the 2k counter, I don't think we'll need either of these blockers, knowing we have 2 in hand and 2 carrots I'd rather play, so we'll just pass turnover at that point. We have 2 carrots, so if he spams out the board, this is going to be very strong, and it's also a 1k counter. You can see how this deck kind of plays. We're playing the long haul here. He plays out the Jozu. We get to rest this with sugar, and he may just swing into our sugar, but it is what it is. He'll draw a card for his leader ability. We know he now has law in hand, so technically he can pudding us, which is very scary. I did not see that coming, but it is what it is. We do have a 10-drop Doflamingo in hand, so we will swing. Is the 10-drop the play? That's the question. We could search the top and then find something, but it's not guaranteed. The 10-drop is guaranteed to be value right here, but we won't. Yeah, I could go for guaranteed value. I mean, we could stay safe in the next turn, but we kind of get to do that with just freezing this anyways, so it makes me want to. Let's find out if this is the wrong play. We'll look at the top. We could grab the sugar again, but I don't think we need it at this point. I'd rather go 5 and 3, allowing us to grab both of these, so when he swings, we can use the Monet to rest the pudding. So we'll grab this. We'll play this out. We'll play this out, and then I think we'll just pass turn with 1 active, maybe baiting him in to think we have something, because I mean, obviously there's so many Don Quixote pirate type 1-drop events and stuff. You know, they have so many events from the green purple Doflamingo, so if you guys want to see a deck list on that one, let me know. I'm telling you guys, just let me know anything you want to see down below. I will make it happen. I've actually been running out of what decks I want to play. We could counter out or block out of this, which it would be a free block for us, so I think we will. It's not going to hurt us at all, and then we can block out of whatever he's going to do here. It looks like another law. Makes sense. He does play the law out. Really good stuff right there, but that gives us counter in hand. We could have played around that, but you never know. He puddings us again. This guy's crazy. Do we have to take this? 1, 2, 3. We do have to take this, it looks like. But we can block her up. We have to play around his Perfume Femur and just hope he doesn't have it. That's the biggest thing right now. So this will rest this, which is of course going to be good. So we'll have that rested and frozen. So now we could search the top, grabbing us another 2k counter. There's no way he's going to pudding us again. So I think we just block her up here. So that would be 5 and 3. That leaves us 1 Dawn. Or we could search instead of the blockers, but I think I'd rather have the blockers at this point. So we'll play this. Hope he doesn't have Perfume Femur. If he does, it is what it is. Play both of these out, pass the turnover. They both stand themselves as active, so I guess we could have swung with the Doflamingo. We kind of misplayed there. I forgot that he stands himself as active afterwards, but I think we're in a good spot. He has 3 swings. We have 4, 5, 6k counter, so still pretty safe for the most part. He would have to be able to bounce all of these or get the Perfume Femur. No Perfume Femur there. Jinbei into presumably Boa to get the free extra Dawn and stack the top and get a blocker. Pretty solid stuff right there. The thing is that he did misplay, because I'm going to block out with this Monet, and I'm going to tap that Boa. Pause. Yo, pause. Hold up. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Pause. Y'all know what I meant. You know what I meant, right? We could obviously stop this attack instead, but I don't think it's necessary. We'll get to block out of this for free. He's only swinging 5k at me. That's okay, you see. And now he's going to swing with this. We're going to block here and then rest down the boa and resolve the attack. Losing the attack, but that is what it is. Now he's going to swing 8 at face. Obviously, we have to block. We'll give him a 2k and a 1k. Pretty easy there. And now we have to kill him this turn. So we have to keep that into account. We'll swing 7 at face, freezing Jozu. We have the blocker rested, and now we know he has nothing here. So it doesn't matter that he got that. I mean, 9 is guaranteed. So GG's to our opponent, and that's going to be the game. GG's. Technically, we should have put it on the Doflamingo there. It is what it is. We had the game. Alright guys, Marshall D Teach. We have to see how this matchup goes. Losing our on plays, losing our 10-drop Doflamingo basically, which is our biggest target to really swing into them. So now it's just a 10-drop 10k, which kind of hurts. We don't play Hody in this build, so maybe that's a good option for this. Just having Rush and not having to take the life may be really good. We have really good early game, but these are easily KO'able targets, and I don't think, again, we won't need the 10-drop Doflamingo. We get him anyways, but I think the Sugar is going to be the best option for when he does play down something later. I don't know if it's good to develop now, so we're just going to pass turn, because I think that's going to be a key target into killing his Burgesses later, or going ahead and killing his Laboons and stuff like that. Keeping his board small while he tries to keep ours small. I think that's the best option. So 8 in the face, we'll just take. No pressure, no worries. We'll get to play out probably the Monet next turn. I don't think I want to do anything else. So he gets rid of our on plays. Oh well. We're going to swing 6. We don't really have a 4-drop. I don't know if we really play any 4-drops in the beginning, you know, even to play in the deck in general. So we'll cheat out the we'll play out the Monet. We have some good counter in hand, so I think we're sitting in a good spot. We don't get to restand our leader, but we don't really need it against Blackbeard at the moment because there's not really any bodies we need to block out of anyways, so it is what it is. He plays out the Tempest Kick, gets to filter through his deck a little bit. Tempest Kick in my builds of Blackbeard, I just didn't feel like really worked. I don't know if that's just me. I don't know if I'm weird, but it just didn't work for me. So he wants to get a 1k counter from us. We'll give him a 2 instead, just because I want to keep these strong targets in hand. So as we play out this guy, we'll have to see what he does. So now is where we get the the Sugar to do something. The on play won't work right here, so I guess that doesn't matter as much, but I think if we would have played this last turn, then played the carrot, rest, keeping this frozen, I mean, we wouldn't have on plays, I guess. So I guess that doesn't really change anything. So I'm trying to figure out the right position to be in if we want to go and play the Sugar now, since we won't have 10 drop or anything else to do later. But then we have 4 extra Dawn to play around with. I think it's better for next turn, so we'll swing 6 in a face and probably develop a blocker. The carrot may be good because we won't have on plays later, so we will go ahead and play out the carrot actually instead and then pass turn. So our leader is active, our blocker is active. If he swings into us first, we'll use the Monet to rest his Laboon, making sure he can't give any of our characters -4. This is a strong KO'able target. There's really a side to playing the Doflamingo instead, just because this has more long game pressure than the Doflamingo does, because this can rest down his Burgesses, keep him frozen, his Van Augers, his Laboons, his whatever. So we'll just have to see what he wants to do. Looks like he does have the Dot Q in hand, even though he's been countering like crazy, which has kind of surprised me. So he did that in the correct order. We'll give him a 1k this time because we probably won't need 2 Doflamingos, but you never really know. He gets the Jack. This is looking very scary, guys, because this guy is the high roller, as they call him. Getting to draw 1 and trash 1. Trashing a 2k counter. He has not leader ability yet, so we'll have to do that. We definitely need to get rid of Jack here because it's a free kill on like any of our stuff. So let's figure out how we can do that. Because we need 5. This is 3. That would be an 8. That wouldn't work. So it looks like everything but 2 into Jack. And then if he counters after how many 2Ks he's already thrown out? 2. I think we'll be okay. He'll be going to 9 Dawn next turn, probably developing some Burgesses. So I think that's where this Sugar comes into play. And this is going to be the time to do it. If he counters out of this, I think we're in a good spot as well, because we'll have to put him on a clock basically. So it's like, if you want to, do it. Do it. It's going to be your whole hand? Sure. So I guess we don't play out the Sugar because it's a free kill for him. We could, just because it'd be better for him to kill that than our blocker, I guess. I don't really know. I think we've got him in a better spot than I thought. So we'll play it out, pass turn, see what he wants to do. I'm happy about that because he does not have a teach. He doesn't have any searchers. He's put himself in a rough spot, especially knowing that in the future he has no counter in hand. So when we hit this 10 Dawn turn, we can still play out bodies and swing this and probably kill it, especially if he's going to leader ability us. If he can't leader ability us next turn because he put himself in the position not to, we 10-drop Doflamingo, stopping both of these. So, and his leader, sure, that's cool too. Unless he top decks at Teach, we're going to just take his board for as long as possible. I'm not really scared of the top deck, so he can do what he wants here. He's going to rest it, discard a card. I think he's looking for the 10-drop, but he gets rid of a Laboon, probably trying to find a Burgess to play out for his next turn. He's probably going to kill the Sugar, if I had to assume. That would be the best target right now. Yeah, it is what it is. Kind of what we expected. He gets out of Lafitte, he gets a search from the top. I guess we'll see what he grabs. We'll know what his hand is at least, which is going to be really good info. He grabs a Marshall D Teach, so this is technically a free kill here. So we may give him counter from hand. I don't think he'll leader ability, again, because that'd be stupid, but maybe. He's going to go 8 in face. I think we're just going to take. We could counter 2 because it looks like he's going to go 9 because he has nothing else to play. So I don't want to get rid of our blocker yet because we have free kills now with anything we put Dawn onto. So I want to know if he's going to leader ability us. 9 to face, sure. Oh, you got me. Leader ability. Leader ability. I dare you. I dare you. Yeah, he ain't going to do it. You ain't going to do it. That's what I thought. All right, everything here is free for us. We know that it's free for us, so we aren't going to swing this into Lafitte because we're going to stop it with the 10-drop. He's going to 10-drop on us, stopping this from attacking. Is that the position we want to be in, or do we want to grab a few bodies on the board? I think we want a few bodies on the board, so we will actually swing. I don't know, because this is going to be 2 Dawn. We'd only have 3 and a 5, so we'd have this and this, but there's not much there. I think it's best to play this and just stop all the attacks for next turn at least and just pass turnover, because now at least we know he has no attacks. He's going to have to play his 10-drop out, stopping ours. And then we'll know he can only have up to 2k counter, and if he doesn't stop our on plays again, we can play around that. So I guess we're okay. He does leader ability, stopping our attacks. So we'll go 5 here, see what he wants to do. He probably wants to be like, oh, I'll just block. Technically, we can go 7 here if we wanted, and then play a 3 or a 2 and a 1. But he should block out of this, in my opinion, just because it would force our blocker into the swing. But we're really just trying to play this long game. He's winning because he's getting the leader. So we need to kill this. That's mandatory, sadly, because if not, he's going to be able to keep searching and finding cards and all that good jazz. So we don't want to see that happen. So we're going to play this, and pass turn. So now we have 1 blocker, we have 2 life, and we have 4k counter. I think we're still in a good situation. I know that sounds crazy, but he does not have the to really just block out freely or to just swing freely. It's like, yeah, you want to kill that? Sure. You got a cheap little chump blocker. It is what it is. Let's just hope he does not get finger gun or Tempest Kick from the top here. There's so many things he could top deck and put us in a tough spot. But this is our goal. Our goal is the long haul. We're trying to play this end game, like slowly whittle down every resource he has. And when he did that counter, it kind of put him in a tough spot. Like it really did. So we'll have to see what he wants to do. We may just take both lives because he won't have a way to really get through to us. And we do have a searcher, we have the sugar, so I mean we should be okay, especially if he can't stop our on plays here. So let's just swallow his whole board basically. We will do this won't kill anything, so sugar will rest this. I guess he doesn't want to do the swing, so I guess that makes sense. We have on plays, so we will rest this down. Now when we swing face, it will stop this. This will allow us to search the top, so we definitely need to do that to find something. We'll grab a 2k. The 10-drop would be nice, but there's no way he gives us on plays from here on out. So, but it would put added pressure to the game. So I guess we'll go with that. We can swing with this because we'll have the rested characters. So we can swing 6 into face. We'll go 5, see what he wants to do. Well, I guess we could go 10 here at the Burgess. No, because we get to freeze it for free. So why waste the swing? We'll go 5 into face, see what he wants to do. Obviously, you can't just block out for free. That's the nice part. And now we can go 6 in the face. This won't do anything, but it'll get us a really strong body on the board. So we'll go 6 in the face, and I'm daring him to block out because then I just stack on here. So I'm trying to tempt him almost into blocking out. And then we'll probably leave this as active, I'm thinking. We'll swing 6 in the face again. It will stand itself as active, so we're still safe. We could technically push him down to 0 here, knowing that we're freezing this. The blocker is going to become active. And instead of playing the Sakazuki, it puts us with more pressure by doing this because, I mean, 3 cards, this is kind of guaranteed to hit. I think this is the safest play because this is at least putting pressure of, oh, he has 3 cards. How do I do my math versus having only 2 cards and knowing one of them is a 10 drop? So I think this is the safe option, swinging 16, because now he either has to block and give us his whole hand, or he has to just straight up take the life. And I think he'll probably take the life. That'll make it where he can't swing with his teach next turn, so he'll only have jack and leader, and then maybe teach. So he has to give us the teach here. He can't go down to 0, as he knows. We'll stand both of these as active, so we can kind of save our bodies from dying, other than, you know, obviously his cost minus and his jack ability. But I think we're pretty safe, especially because now we can get our on plays off, but we have, you know, 1, 2, 3 bodies to swing, and our leader. He has 1 life. He needs to develop a Vasco shot for sure, but if he plays out a Vasco shot, we get a sugar. So he has to jack first the Vasco shot, or the sugar, then playing out the Vasco shot. So, and that's where we can use Sakazuki to our advantage. We'll just have to see what he wants to do, honestly. You want to swing me for free? I'm just going to counter that, and that's pretty simple to me. He's going to leader ability, or jack ability, KOing the sugar, and it looks like he's going to 10 drop on us. It definitely has the potential for it. Knowing that he's drew 1 card, trashed 1 card. So I'm guessing he's searching, especially knowing that he hasn't found one yet. But he didn't get Hachinosu or Full of Lead. He didn't get leader ability, or he will get to leader ability this turn, but he doesn't know we don't have any counter. He gets the 10 drop here, which is very annoying. Very annoying. He does stop. That does technically stop our leader ability from being a blocker, which is kind of sucky, but now this guy can't attack. We have no on plays, but this will still stop this, so we'll swing 6 into face, freezing to this. Now I'm like, give me cards from your hand. This is going to need to be used to search a 2k counter. I didn't want to put more on here because we don't know what we're going to find yet, so we're not in a place where we're in a place where we force him to kind of, we can put more on our leader and kill this. So it's going to be both cards in hand. That puts us in a really good spot, actually. So we're just going to sit here. We're going to draw. We're going to find, we could go with the Rosinante for the extra character, just to get another blocker on board, but we already have the Monet, so the 2k counter sounds good to me. We could also play the Sakazuki, but we don't have on plays, so I don't know if that's a good choice. We'll go with the 2k counter. I think that's the safe option here, and then we're going to go kill this, so we need to go, what, 12? So 4, 5, 6, 7. So I guess maybe that was the best choice, because now we can swing 7 here and almost guarantee he doesn't have, actually guarantees he doesn't have lethal. So, I mean, shoot. I guess we can swing 8 in the face if he wants to take. I mean, this guy stands himself back up anyways. If he blocks out, we just swing 12 here and kill this instead of killing this. And that still puts us in a safe spot for the next turn. He would have to top deck this. So, of course, he's going to block out for free. But this puts this guy up for kill. So, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He has no cards in hand, so we'll kill it for free. Guaranteed. He'll get to keep the jack, but he'd have to top deck cost removal, and don't think I'm stressed about that. We have a blocker. He has 2 swings, and he has a top deck. We have 3k counter. We didn't have to play the Monet, which put us, you know, having 3k counter, we're way safer than we would have been. Tizzy. My cat's jumping up in the way, and you can see the other one back there. The big one in the back. The big one is in the back. Ooh. I mean, he still loses here, so even with that, he gets to clear our board, but we're not really worried if he clears our board. So I think he can start to see that, oh yeah, I've just lost. He doesn't have a way to remove this. He doesn't have a way to kill us. He gets to clear this and this, but that's fine. He literally is, I think we just have guaranteed, we literally have guaranteed lethal, so, I mean, sure, take it. Yep, GG's to our opponent. That's Blackbeard. That's a long game, man. That's one that you really have to feel the pressure the whole time, but I think we played it perfectly. This deck is actually kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was gonna be like a super annoying deck to play with, but it's just annoying to play against, not with. Alright guys, you like to see me lose, so let's see if we can make it happen here. You guys always hate on me because I never post the losing matchups, so let's try to lose one for you boys. You guys always hate on it. You're like, you never post losing videos. I'm like, sometimes I just don't lose, and sometimes I do, but they're so like stupid, or I just do a horrible misplay, and I don't want to get yelled at, you know? I'm trying to save myself here, chat. I'm trying to save myself here, boys. Like, geez, let a man live. Well, we're going to play out the Rosinante just to go ahead and get a blocker on the board. Swinging 5 at face. I mean, we knew he's probably going to take it anyways. He's going to leader ability. He's going to pop this out. We can set the character as active. He's going to pop the buggy back to hand, give us back this. We'll just take the hit. Not really much else we can do anyways, so one of the annoying things of going against this deck, but I guess that's why he left the 1-up, so he could play the Sengoku. We now know he has the buggy in hand as well, so a ton of counter in hand, which is really going to be annoying throughout the game, but We'll swing 5 here. We're going to play out the Rosinante again, and we're going to play the baby 5, just so we have our leader ability as active, because if not, we don't. So I guess we could have swung 6, but he gave us a 2k either way, so it didn't really matter. Would the Doflamingo be good to play? I don't think so. We don't really have the ability. It would be on curve, which is good, but we're kind of in a tough spot, guys. I think we play this. This is going to just take up some of his swings and such, so we'll look at the top. We'll grab another 10 drop. I think the 10 drop is going to be our saving grace here. We don't have our leader ability, actually, because I forgot we were going to search with the baby 5, so won't do much. He wants to kill the baby 5. Sure, you got it. He's going to probably swing our face. Sure, you got me. He may play out a boa here, which would obviously be really good for him. He'll be the high roller of the day, as we call him. But we're getting to that 10 Dawn turn, which is going to be very important. We'll have this for next turn with 2 Dawn onto our leader maybe to swing. And he's just going to bounce us back some more. We have to counter this, so we will give him one of our 2. He doesn't know, obviously, that we have 2. But, hey, we have 3 10 drops. So I think we're in a safe spot. We're going to get some cards out of hand here. Swing 7. We don't have anything to play for 2 anyways, and we don't want to get rid of our 2Ks, so we'll get 2 cards from his hand instead, and we'll play out a Dofi blocker and pass turn. This guy is applying the pressure like a mother trucker, so all we need to do is just get the 10 Dawn. If we can survive until then, I think we're going to be in a really good spot. He gets the Marshall D Teach, assuming he has a Jinbei in hand that he hasn't been able to play yet, so he may use that, he may not. He may just put the bow up there. Obviously, we need to counter out of this, but it sucks we have to give him cards that we need. We'll probably block in 2k. No, I think we just take this one. Do we use the trigger? Are we scared of the Teach? I don't think so. I think I'd rather get rid of this Law, so we'll go ahead and use this. He doesn't play anything big we need to use the Red Rock for, so not having to put 6 Dawn into it's okay with me. And it guarantees we get rid of a body. It did clear up his board, so if he did have the Jinbei, now it's kind of open. But, yep, into the Weevil. It is what it is. Now we're going to block in 2k. Never mind, he's going to Marshall D Teach here. So I guess we will still block in 2k, but he's getting a very strong board, which is going to be scary. All right, we have our 4th 10 drop, Doflamingo. All right, so we're going to be able to kill one thing here on board, and that's going to be it, because all we have is a 10 drop. So, I mean, he could probably technically save it, and he may do it for the craziness, you know? I mean, what is that? 7k counter, that's 2, 2, 2, 2. May have it. It looks like he has a lot of counter in hand, but he chooses against it, obviously. That's just the best choice. We only have 4k counter in hand, so I may do another game just because this is so trolly, not having, you know, all the pressure we need, not having everything. I mean, we have 4 10 drops, so on this next turn, we're in a really good spot, but will we get to this next turn? I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know if we will. It's not looking like it. So he still has a ton of cards in hand, and he has a lot of bodies on board, so it kind of puts us in a tough spot. He gets to add a Weevil back to hand from his trash. He may even use the Teach now. Oh my gosh. This is really stressful. 1 Perfume Femur and we're cooked, so I think we have to block out here, sadly. This guy's crazy. This guy is getting everything he needs. I don't even know what we can do here. The 10 drop doesn't even save us. What do we even do? What do we even do? And then we just pass turn, because if we swing 5, we just block. I guess we could have swung 5 first, but I mean, at this point, guys, I don't think there's anything we can do. We have 4 10 drops in hand, bro. You guys wanted to see me lose. I'm giving you guys the loss, all right? You guys wanted to see me fumble. You wanted to see me fail. Now you're getting to see it. Literally, now he just puts 10 here. That's GG's. That was a wild one. Well, quick and easy match there, guys. You got to see the loss. Alright, guys. After that humiliating game, let's play some Red Shanks, see what we can do in this matchup. He chooses to go first. We get the Rosinante for curve. We have the 10-drop Dofi, which I think is going to be a really good late game, but I don't know if this is the perfect hand. We do have the Red Rock, so we'll keep. Just because if we go to 4, we can just put 4 here and swing if we need to. We will get the extra draw, so that's always going to be good. We'll bring this out for free, basically, because he didn't play anything, so there's not really any pressure that's added to us. He could play a 5-drop Marco and KO the Rosinante for free, but if he does, oh well. Not much you can do against that. He grabs a 2k Hongo. This card's very good. Gives character minus 2k. Just solid stuff right there. I don't think we want to take early because we don't know if he's playing an aggro build. It looks like he's holding 2 up for Fire Fist, so he wants to kill the Rosinante. That would kind of suck. I'm not going to lie to you guys. That would kind of suck, but hey, it is what it is. Not much we can do against it. We can play out another Rosinante, which would be probably good, I'm assuming, but it just kills this for free. But we have to get cards out of hand, so that's 2 cards out of hand. I'd rather lose it now than later. Why not? Or not. well, 1 card out of hand, I guess, because he can just use the 1 card to counter out of the whole thing. But yeah, anyways, we'll see what he wants to do. It looks like he doesn't even want to use the counter event, so that's really good. He was just baiting us, and then we get another blocker on the board. So next turn, we're going to play the Dofi. We're going to set up for this late game. This is going to be really good once he gets that Rayleigh out or anything like that. This card really sucks for us because, I mean, it's just a free KO against us and what we do. So we'll take a 2K counter, though. I don't care about 2 of them, I'm going to be honest, but it is what it is. We're going to swing 6 at face. Pretty simple stuff right there. We could have gone 5 and 5, but that doesn't really make sense in the situation. So we'll get to bring out the Doflamingo. If we hit a Gravity Blade, we can get rid of Lucky Roo, because next turn, I mean, I'm sure he's going to play something out. He's going to just block out, but we're fine with that, honestly. That's not too bad. I'd rather lose this than, you know, this. So, sure. Lucky Roo is actually really strong. He's going to have a Beckman here, though, so I guess maybe that's why he did that. Beckman's going to be another card that's just really good. Another Cat's here to join us, which is crazy. It's this one this time. This is Luna. That's my baby. And then we still got the big one behind us. Are you alive still? Oh, she meowed. She's good. She's good, guys. She's good. She just likes to lay on the binders. For 7, maybe he doesn't have Beckman, because I think he's looking at a way to maybe play the Newgate. But nope, looks like Building Snake. Building Snake will minus down our Doflamingo, unless he doesn't have that. So, hey, if he doesn't have it, that's cool with me. We may just block out of this to stay alive for longer. Again, we're trying to get to these 10 drops and the Red Rock. We don't have much to play on our next turn, but we can apply some pressure. I love to see a 1-drop blocker. He has 3 Dawn active, which is going to be the Hongo from earlier. We get another one of these, so it looks like we may just be swinging really heavy in the face here, because there's nothing really to waste this Red Rock on just yet. We may even swing with the Dofi, go 8, and we'll swing 8 and 8. No, 8 and 9. And then we'll play out the Rosinante for 2. This will just give us an easy blocker. Obviously, he can minus it down all he wants, but if we have a blocker on the board that he doesn't get rid of, we are chillin', my boys. And we have the blocker leader ability active, so should be pretty safe. We have 4K counter as well, so he's going to play something for 9. That's going to be annoying, but that's what we have the Red Rock for. Probably saving this for a 10 drop, which is going to be a lot scarier, but, you know, just having the access to it's going to be really good. What does he want to play for 9? I mean, I guess he could play a Rayleigh, give this -3, KO this, which would probably be a pretty solid target, but we can always counter out of whatever he throws. He chooses to play the Dragon instead, which is actually kind of surprised me. He's going to go 7 into face here. I guess we'll just take. I mean, if that's what he wants to do, do it. Go for what you want, brother. Go for what you want. We're going to block out with the Rosinante for free, basically. He has 1 up for presumably a Rad Beam or something like that. He still has the Hongo and the Building Snake, which are super annoying, but we're going to start getting 10 drops out. He could obviously do a 10 drop of his own with the KO Shanks and then kill this, but we have another one to back it up, or a Gum Gum Red Rock if we need it. I think we're pretty happy with what just happened. We are going to leave this guy as active this turn. We don't have a way to put on his leader ability. I mean, we could search out another one of these, search out another one of these, and then do it like that, but it's not worth the risk of not getting it, and then there's not something that searches out that helps us with the Dragon. So I like the 10 drop here. Saving this for a counter in hand, because these aren't counter. So, well, now we have 2 of them, so it's almost guaranteed, but we can save that for later. We're just going to go 5 at face. I think he's just going to do the obvious. I mean, we could go 6 because there's less pressure. We could have gone 6 first because there's not really pressure if we keep these 2 frozen, but in case he plays a 10 drop, maybe it would be good to keep this guy as active, but our leader will be active, so because we'll have 6 cards in hand. So if we want to save that guy, we can. We'll pass turnover, setting our leader as active. And then we have the Doflamingo. This will be good for next turn if we need it, with built in with the Red Rock, searching out some either counter or plays for our next few turns. I don't think we'll need more 10 drops, but if we do, we got him. He plays out the Hongo, so he's trying to minus this down. He minuses it down by 5. Sounds like a Beckman. I did not expect to see a Beckman here, I'm not going to lie to you guys. Now he's got 3 left, probably not playing anything out, but Beckman's kind of annoying. He plays out the Building Snake, kind of wild. He could technically Building Snake this, put 2 here, and force a 2K out, but I don't think that's worth it. But hey, do what you want. I won't be mad. We get the Carrot. Carrot is pretty solid, but it would only freeze the Hongo in this situation, so I'm not against swinging 5 here, seeing what he wants to do, and then we can drop the 10 drop right after that. So that's presumably what I'm going to do, but I want to see if he'll minus it 1 and then give it to 2K. So that's kind of what I was hoping for here. Kind of the best situation, because now all 3 of these guys are frozen. Do we swing the 6 freely? I don't know, because I don't really want this to die, but I don't want my face to die either. So I think we will. We have a good amount of counter in hand anyway, so if we really do want to save it, we can. We get to take a life for free, basically, so might as well while he's applying pressure. We also have searchers and a red rock still, so we're really watching out for that 10 drop once he gets it, putting us in a much safer position. We also have a way to search out our more 10 drops because it looks like we do need more. After how long this game's going for, we do need more. We'll have to see what he wants to do here. This is a hard matchup though, because we both play our late game. We're playing, you know, long term. Dropping down these big bodies is what they're known for doing. We're trying to just take every card from their hand, and Shanks is really good at not giving us cards in hand. So we can't really start them out the same way. You know, at least not in the position we're in for sure. But we do have some strong characters on the board to swing into his bodies of whatever he plays, as long as this guy stays. Gives it -3. He's going to swing 7 here. I think we'll probably block out with the leader just to keep him alive to see what he wants to do. We get the sugar, which is going to be really good, but now if he 10 drops us, he puts us to 0, Goldie Roger. We have to go for game, so we'll have to just kind of see, I guess, what he does, because that would be 10, 10, 11 split, which is not really good, honestly, but it is what it is. I think it was worth keeping it just in case. A 10 drop would be really annoying right now, though. He should play something big. He may play out blockers instead, which a blocker we can get through with the sugar and then kind of swing more into his body. So we don't know until we know. He does play the Roger out. He's going to probably swing face, and now we cannot block any longer. So this tells us right now we can either red rock this, and then we have to clear up the whole board, or, but that's 6. We'll have 3. We'll have 1 for a blocker. We'll be able to kill this, I'm assuming, and then, we have a good amount of counter. We need to play the Monet, that's 9, so we'll have 1 extra Dawn. So 1 Dawn here. We could swing this. We could swing 11 here, and then try to get 2 kills. Yeah, let's start with that. We'll swing 5 here, see what he wants to do. He's going to be like, why the heck is this guy going for board? It's just hoping you don't have 2 Goldie Rogers. That's what we're doing. He is going to counter out of this, which is kind of surprising to me, but that's cool, honestly. Hey, do your thing. We're going to go 11 here, clear this guy out, and then we're going to have 2 blockers on board, and we're going to red rock down this Goldie Roger. So he may be like, what's going on? Now, if he can block counter out of this, we're in a tough spot. If he has 5k counter still, I mean, usually playing against Shank, he doesn't, so we will red rock this guy, and then we'll play out the Monet, and then we're just going to pass turn. We have a ton of counter still. We have 2 blockers. This blocker will rest down the Hongo if he tries to use it as an attacking body. So, I mean, with 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, we can technically get out of a, 14k swing? Or no, we can tie with a 14k, so we can get out of a 13k swing, putting us pretty safe here. Prolonging the game, again, just like as we do. I told you guys that red rock was going to be really important in the late game versus Shanks. So he plays out the Beckman, getting rid of our Doflamingo, putting us in a place where we cannot win next turn. So we've got to find a way to not lose, basically. We give up our blockers. We'll have to give him a 1k here, and we won't have a way to win. We don't have a rush option here, do we? He doesn't have any blockers, so you don't need this. We could double blocker up and then try to kill this guy. So that would be how much? 5 and 3. So that would be 5, 3. So we have 2 Dawn left. So we could go. We'll start with 6 in the face because he can't just freely take, knowing that we could go 10 and then put everything on Monet. But if he doesn't have the counter, he doesn't have the counter. So this is where we're going to test the options right here. If he takes, we probably have game, in my opinion. But it's not guaranteed. It would just be really close. So, yep, he does have to counter that. So this guarantees the 11k hits. So that's what we're going to have to do here. Hit him for 11 here. It's guaranteed because he doesn't have a 2k wouldn't save him. We play out 5. We play out 3. So now we have 3 blockers and 2k counter. And we just have to hope. We just have to hope now. Because we're having to get bigger bodies on board because we can't do anything to his face. And that's been the issue. If he gets a rush 10 drop, we are cooked. And you guys know we're cooked. So we'll have to see what he gets. It's literally just whoever rolls the card they need, I guess. Because, I mean, even if he splits here with 3 bodies, he has to split with 4. So it's one of those. It looks like he has some way to KO our Doflamingo, which is kind of okay, I guess. He could play out another Lime Juice, which would be wild if he hit another one. I don't know if he has any in. He has 2 already in the trash, so he has 1 here. If he just drew another one, I'm gonna be pissed. All right. Well, that's going to be 1k, 1k, and then, so we're countered out of everything, so that's going to be really good. It lets us put the pressure on. It depends on how he splits here, because I mean 3, so he's looking for a 2k here, so we have to block, 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 still meaning that we don't have a way to win on this next turn. So we're gonna have to find a way to prolong this game even longer, because now he's gonna go 7 and 9, I'm assuming. Just if we had a 2k right there, we don't lose the game. I guess we should have blocked with Monet first and then rested down the lime juice, so I guess we could have done that in the situation. But if we don't give him the counter for one of these, we're in a bad spot. So it really, either way, it was a tough situation. We have to give him the Doflamingo, of course. He could have literally just swung 7 to be safe, but we don't have a rush body, and I don't think we have a way to win here. So I think that's going to be GG's, but that was a long, prolonged game. Because even if we clear up the board here, it doesn't change anything, because we can kill 2 bodies, play this out, freeze 1, but he puts everything on leader and just wins. So it is what it is. GG's. We'll go 10 in the face. I don't even know why. He's got the game. GG's. Concede. He did get the 10 drop Shanks off the top. He had a 1k counter. I mean, he had the game guaranteed. If this would have happened, there's a possibility to not losing on the next turn, because we would have, 10 dropped, we would have killed 5 here, would have killed probably, because I don't think he would save a 2k body, 10 into, one of his smaller bodies to guarantee it with 2 cards in hand, and then we drop this 10 drop. I think we would have been safe, and then we could have gone for game, but only if we drew this card would we have won. So there's another loss for you guys against Shanks, against the meta. I think that was a fun one. Real quick, guys, I'm just reminding you, join the Discord. It's going to be a lot of fun when we come up with other ideas and stuff as a community. So join in. Let's get to the ending deck profile and my thoughts on the deck. Well, that was Green Blue Rosinante, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I think there's definitely reasons to play a few other cards, so I'm going to go over that right here. I think Gravity Blade was just a little too slow for what we're trying to do. I know that sounds weird, being a deck that's trying to stall out for as long as possible, but I think in today's meta, Red Rock's a lot better, so having 2 of these is a lot more important. And then I'd rather play like a 7-drop Hody Jones or something like that, just to help us win those games like you saw with the Shanks and stuff. So I'd probably, put these out for that. Sakazuki I thought was good, but it was good in certain matchups that I played before I actually showed you guys the deck profile, because I have to test the deck first. So I think the Sakazuki's still good, but it's definitely one that you can find something else for, and I wouldn't be upset at you. I'm going to sit there and say, hey, I don't blame you. I think most of these other cards are pretty staples, pretty, you have to run these. This one, I mean, the Rosinante you can definitely get rid of, but I think just with our idea of just being alive as long as possible, the only deck that kind of gets it are decks that use Perfume Femur, or that red, whatever the red one is that does the same thing, that has Sanji on the front. That one, Pure de Fleur, what? No, I don't even know what it is. Yeah, no, I think this deck was a lot of fun to play with. Can't wait to give you guys more deck profiles. So let me know what deck you want to see down below in the comment section, because there's so much I can cook up. This is, again, was original deck that I kind of came up with for my build, but I can definitely see, a lot of changes that are able to occur, or a whole different archetype maybe we can do in the future. Maybe we make Fishman Rosinante. I mean, there's just a lot of cool ideas. So I would love to know your ideas down below. Like, subscribe, and if you enjoyed this one, like and subscribe. I don't know. That's it for today. Mr. Powell here. Join the Discord.